In this video right here, Con Mi Burrito Sabanero Viral Denbao is, the adorable little kid that, went viral a little while back. And, the little kid was, singing all happy and nice. And, it's a shame that, the kid wasn't given, what do you call it, royalties for blowing up on TikTok and other what do you call it social medias, because I really liked the way that he sung it. He just sounded so happy. And I think that if somebody is a part of something and they are the reason why that becomes popular, I do definitely believe that they should be entitled to some level of compensation, because kind of unfair to do that to a person. But yeah, it's a really cute, happy, catchy song. And it's a Christmas song. And because of the Christmas season, we got some really cool stuff coming up. And this is actually a little story about Drugaryu and her people. So yeah, the song that is playing in the background of the video sounds like an Astralic tribal song. Drugaryu and her people often have one night a month where their people and her go to have celebrations across the Astralic peoplehood, and they dance and sing throughout the night. Giant and absolutely stunning multicolored bonfires are lit in these giant hanging platforms in the trees. Then, using a specialized netted design, advanced quantum air diverters are used to cause the 7 colors of the flames to swirl upward in a beautiful fire tornado fashion. Then they dance around the fire and sing songs of hope, joy, and praises to the great Creator for giving them another month to live and flourish. It's a light-hearted time where they can celebrate a good month or give each other hope after a bad one. Drugaryu and her people know that every day could be their last, so they are grateful when they get to make it to the end of the month celebration. A massive feast is prepared potluck style, where every household brings a dish and some kind of drink so they can enjoy many different styles of dishes and drinks. So this is what it may look like when Astralics work hard for the final 3 days of the month to prepare a meal for the celebration. In the original video I wanted to show you guys, it showed this Hispanic woman inside her home making these absolutely stunning, tri-colored, deep fried bread dishes, where she would put a little bit of sugar on top of them, and they're supposed to be this really absolutely delicious, very intricate, bread thing. And it looks like a doily. Like, that's how intricate they are. And those doily bread things are supposed to be nice and crispy and ready to go. It's green and white and red. And it looked absolutely freaking delicious. And she had this amazing stamp that she would cover in oil, and then she would dip inside of the batter. And then what she would do is that she would, then put that, coated stamp into the oil. And then after like a minute or two, she would shake the thing gently back and forth, and this bread doily would come off. And yeah, it looked absolutely delicious. And then what she would do is that she would place them on a drying pad, and would just gently sprinkle some sugar over them. And yeah, it's a really, really cool video, and it just shows how much care she put into her stuff. But yeah, so this is what it may look like when Astralics work hard for the final 3 days of the month to prepare a meal for the celebration. Drugaryu and her people sing songs about the great Creator's blessings and his goodness to their people as new development and research are unlocked. Sadly, because of humanity and the rest of the world, they have to keep themselves hidden from the rest of the world. But that doesn't mean that they can't still sing and praise the great creator for blessing them with another month to live and prosper. Even though Drugaryu hasn't been the kindest leader at times and can often be harsh in her judgments, she still cares dearly for her people and started this tradition when she was young to spur forth a renewing hope and joy for her people to grow closer together. This caught on very quickly, and her people were astounded with that new idea for a monthly and New Year tradition. Now, many, many years later, this tradition is a favorite, and all the Astralics, both young and old, are always so excited to celebrate this to the month's end. Plus, the yearly end celebration is absolutely monumental and yearly. The people hold a celebration, much like Christmas, where it's called Blessings Day. This is where they go over the story of how their people started and how they have progressed throughout their development. Then they have stories of various things that have reminded them of the great creator and how to grow closer to him. Then, after the stories are read and the meals have been consumed, small gifts are exchanged as a sign of blessings, usually a rare and expensive glowing talisman or some kind of rare item that is hard to come by. Then, after this, they sleep for a few days with very reduced activity, as it is mate bonding time, where the male and female who are bonded hold each other tight in a special and warm embrace as their bodies exchange energies and hormones, enhancing their love for each other. It is often customary that mates sleep in separate rooms along with the children, because this will allow them to be able to rest and sleep fully and have a renewed anticipation to see their loved one. So, during these days where they sleep together, it is very special because it is a renewing of their love and a reminder of just how precious they are to each other. Now, it is always perfectly fine to sleep with your mate, but it is often customary to usually sleep in your own room. This also helps prevent a lot of friction between people because they get to have their own safe space and get to have something more catered to their taste. Usually, a smaller unity bedroom is often placed on top of the house where mates can sleep together, and you can definitely see where both interests coincide and merge together. Plus, it is a great project for couples to be able to grow closer to each other whenever they wish to sleep together. So, yeah, so red and blue will make purple. Okay, so pretend that this is the female's bedroom, and this is her little bed. And then this is the male's bedroom, and this is his little bed. Farts. Burp, 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 burp. Shoot. And then doot, 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 doot. Shoot. And then you got like the kids' beds, like kind of like right here, and yeah, and like maybe like one more bedroom. And then you kind of have the entirety of the house encompassing this. And then this is supposed to be like a side profile of kind of like what the house looks like. On top of that, which is the purple, there will actually be a very special, you know, a bedroom that is on top of the house. And this is where, where the mates can sleep together. And this is a very, very special thing because this not only is both of the colors coming together to create one, but this also goes to show that it's a place where they can hang out during the daytime and just talk, and males and females are always together, but public affection is not exactly a thing that is well looked upon in the Empire. There is the occasional nuzzle and, gentle smooch here and there, and maybe even tails gently intertwining with each other. But anything more than that is seen as uncouth and gross. So more, things like deep hugging and anything more than a gentle smooch is seen as something that should be done in private. But yeah. Plus, with the female Astralic language and the male Astralic language, you can definitely hear two different cadences and types of words being used when males and females speak to each other. Drugaryu often actually has two sets of vocal cords, allowing her to speak both types of Astralic, allowing her incredible ability and authority to her people. Plus, she also speaks a variant that only the highest ranks are ever allowed to speak. It is called Surova Astralic, which is Bulgarian for harsh. Because Surova Astralic is a very harsh sounding language, both in male and female variants. And Drugaryu usually always speaks Surova. And Surova is pretty much the German or Klingon of of the Astralic language and other languages. It is an extremely harsh sounding, angry sounding language, but it's one that's supposed to put forth, authority in every single word. So Drugaryu always makes sure that what she says rings true, and that she says what she means, and she means what she says. There are times where you will hear two voices coming from her as she speaks simultaneously to both the males and the females of the Astralic tribe. Males are capable of speaking and understanding the female language, as it is also Astralic, but it is frowned upon to speak using the female language. The same thing goes for the females. They can speak and understand the male language, but it is frowned upon them to speak it. It's pretty much two different variants of English. You guys know how the Southerners have like their own version of English, and you can still understand what they are saying, but you can tell that it's kind of its own dialect. And then like the far Northerners have their kind of different language. It's kind of along the similar lines of that, except the female Astralic language is very, very smooth. It's supposed to be very melodious. It sounds like they are singing. They often speak in what sounds like a sing-songy kind of tone. They just, have a more happy, bouncy feel to the voices. The males have a deeper, kind of lower melodious tone, which is a little bit more Gregorian chant, kind of like chamber singing type sounding voices, where it's kind of like the lower spectrum of sing-songy. But when you hear both the males and the females speaking together, in harmony, it just turns the Astralic language into one of the most beautiful sounding things you could ever imagine. Just an absolutely stunning and beautiful language. So that's one of the reasons why Drugaryu is such an amazing creature, because she can do both a low and high, cadence voice at the same time. And because her body is a little bit differently shaped than a normal Astralic, and the way her mouth is, and stuff like that, she is able to speak in ways that are just unimaginably amazing. And yeah, and when she speaks Surova, female and male, at the same time, it is truly a phenomenal and beautiful thing, because it is a melodious language of strong, harsh sounding syllables and, cadences. But it as well is stunningly beautiful. Just absolutely stunning. It's like a hurdy-gurdy, a very ancient and beautiful instrument that has, kind of clicks and tunes to it, because you have to click the keys to change the pitch of it. But it's a very beautiful and melodious instrument with a beautiful droning in the background. And yeah, it's just, it's beautiful. So, Drugaryu is pretty much supposed to be the anthropomorphic version of Plamuk, except she is not psychotically evil like Plamuk. But you guys will pretty much notice tons of similarities between Drugaryu and Plamuk. But anyway, Drugaryu, due to her supernatural gifts and abilities, has unrestricted access and allowance to be able to speak both due to her being the absolute leader of her people. And now, because Sabin is in the picture, she now gets to teach him both languages, to which he will be allowed to speak both as mate to Drugaryu. And she is going to teach, Sabin Sarova Astralic, because, teaching him Sarova will be able to allow him to, assert his place in the Astralic peoples. Now, some of the Astralic peoples don't like Sabin because he is human, but that kind of gets pushed to the wayside because Drugaryu sees his value, and she has fallen in love with his heart. And that's one of the things about, Astralics, is that in this timeline, it's the males that are actually the more colorful, pretty ones that, have all these beautiful feathers and amazing things to attract a mate. And it's strange because you wouldn't expect a highly evolved and advanced society to be like that, but when the male wants to attract a female to be his lifelong mate, you know, they have to do a dance, and it is a very beautiful, beautiful thing. And Drugaryu actually has traits of that inside of her own body because she's not she's fully female, but she does have some traits that males do have that allow her to be able to assert her place to her people without compromising her her gender, and it's really, really cool because she was specifically made to be the absolute leader of her people. Sabin loves tribal music and greatly enjoys the peppy nature of the Astralic music, so songs like this will often get him ready to have fun and in the mood. And yeah, he will also partake in making Astralic foods, and he will also, make cookies and things. So, it's super, super fun. And like I said, this is the end of the year celebration for Drugaryu. Excuse me, the comments are not supposed to be turned off. I want people to say hi. Settings. No. Uh. But, yeah. Oh, it's a video owner. Okay, I got you. I was like, can people like not, freaking see my post or something of the sort? Cause what the heck? Okay, cool. So people can still comment on my post, right? I guess they can't. Weird. Well, feel free to comment if you guys want. Trying to figure out how that freaking works, cause yeah, angry farts. Anywho, but yeah, it's like I said, guys, it's a very, very beautiful time where astrals just get together, and it's just wonderful, and it's a way for them to just recollect on just how amazing the great creator has been to them. And you know they do definitely realize that if it wasn't for the great creator's help, they wouldn't be there now. Drugaryu was said to be endowed with the great creator's blessings, and it's truly amazing. It's truly amazing. And yeah, it makes her very happy being able to be that leader for her people. And yeah, like I said, I'll be giving you guys more stories about Drugaryu as time goes on. But I figured that you guys would greatly enjoy this, and maybe I can start making more playlists. Considering once I start making more videos, so that way we can get those Drugaryu videos in one playlist, Chef A and the Grinions in another playlist, Adensvo and his people in the third playlist, and so on and so forth to kind of make things a little bit better. But anyway, guys, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and just kind of a more insight on Drugaryu stuff. And by the way, guys, when those flames intertwine and swirl upward like a beautiful flame tornado, you will see all the seven colors of the Astral Seven flowing around in beautiful light, and it is absolutely stunning. And you'll just see this beautiful display that just glows with with a gentle, it's a very gentle glow, because the flames are specifically made to be gentle enough to still allow to not hurt your eyes, but bright enough to allow you to see. And it allows everything to have a nice, beautiful internal glow, so that way you don't have to worry about having a flashlight. And it just turns the Astralic peoplehood and their homes into this beautiful, magical experience. And all the Astralics, holding up the little glowing gems, dancing to the music, is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it's kind of cool for Drugaryu and her people, both being simultaneously hyper advanced creatures with unstoppable technology, still being kind of tribal. And it's really, really cool, because it's kind of like a fun conglomerate of both types. And yeah, Drugaryu is just truly a stunning creature, and her people follow suit, and they're amazing creatures as well. And yeah, you know, so yeah, it's a very beautiful time. And like I said, because Christmas is coming up, this would be near the time that Drugaryu and her people would be preparing for the end of the year festivities. And the end of the year festivities, like I said, are huge. And it's like 3 days of partying and reminiscence, and then you have like an additional. So you have 3 days of You have 3 days of preparation, 1 full day of partying. Actually, no, 2 full days of partying, and then 2 days of sleeping and snuggling and lovemaking, with your mate. And then yeah, that's the 7 day period. 3 days of preparation to get things ready and to have things all prepared and things set up. Then you have the 2 days of partying, because it's supposed to be the last day of the year. You party and you have time and good times together, and then the first day of the year you party, because it's like, hey, we woke up to the new year. It's a beautiful year. It's going to be wonderful. And then after that first day of the new year, then you have the following 2 days to rest and recuperate and just recover, and like I said, lovemaking. And it's a very, very beautiful time. Just so you guys know, astrals have two different kinds of lovemaking. There's one lovemaking where it's supposed to, create children and do procreation, which is a very sacred ceremony that, is seldom done unless you are sure that you're going to, make offspring. and the second one is called the love renewing uh, uh, mate bonding strengthening ceremony, where it's usually just the two, but they you know it's not uh astrals see lovemaking as a different thing than humans do, so it's kind of hard to explain it in a way that people can understand. But it's a very, very beautiful thing that intertwines the souls together, and the bodies communicate in ways that humans couldn't even imagine. So that's what they call it by lovemaking. It's not, you know, it's actually a very beautiful, harmonious thing where two things come in harmony together, and it's a very beautiful, beautiful thing. And yeah, and like then after those 2 days, the astrals get prepared for the new year, and it's usually called the 3-day preparation phase, where everybody gets prepared for the new year, and then things start going on just as the normal. So it's supposed to be those 7 days. 3 days of preparation, 2 days of celebration, and 2 days of rest and recuperation. That's supposed to fall in place with the astral seven, and it's truly an amazing experience. And you know um, the pillars of the astral seven ring true and ring far into the people. And it's kind of fun that the astral seven are not only pertinent in this timeline, but they are pertinent with Plamuk, and pertinent with the astral wolf on timeline one. And yeah, you will actually see celebrations like this happen in the astral empire, and it's really, really cool. It's truly a stunning and beautiful experience. And yeah, it's fun being able to see this. But yeah, kind of fun to have the Christmas celebrations be something just truly amazing. But yeah, I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say on this video, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys on the next one. You guys stay awesome, and always remember, God bless.